everybody, this is Lisa, Prims on Greenway, and today is Sunday, December 12th, and this is my floss tube number 26. First off, I want to say Merry Christmas to everybody. We're in the midst of the holiday season, which is very exciting. I've been able to do a little decorating, still don't have my tree up, but hoping that'll occur over this next week. I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but the older I get, the more I want to kind of downsize things, simplify things. The past couple years, instead of getting a big, huge tree, I've gotten like 4-footers, 4.5 footers. I kind of like the small, homey, homespun feel of a tiny tree, decorated in lots of homemade ornaments. Not all my ornaments are. Some of them are inherited through the family, particularly from my mom. So I love the vintage glass ornaments. So I'm hoping this week that my husband and I can pick up a small tree and get that decorated up. But I hope whether you're big decorators or simple decorators that you're enjoying your holiday season. And even if you don't get a chance to decorate at all, sit down, relax, maybe spend some time with family or friends. Surround yourself with people you love and who love you. That's my main advice, because that's what I'm going to try to do. In addition, I'd like to welcome all the new subscribers. I so appreciate it. I appreciate all the commenters. Everybody is so generous with their words, and they truly lift my spirit every time I read one. So thank you so much. I also want to say a major hello to all you Instagrammers out there. Instagram for me is a very big source of inspiration and friendship. It's one of those things you can jump on, look at very quickly, maybe throw out a few comments. A lot of times you get feedback, and it can be done in small time frames, which often I just have a minute here or 2 or 3 minutes here, or maybe 10 minutes over my lunch hour. And it really brings up my spirit for that day. So if you're not on Instagram, do consider it, because for me, again, it just goes a long way when you're having a rough day. And so I really appreciate all you Instagrammers out there. And the inspiration is amazing. Truly, I have gotten so many ideas, just that core of an idea that you kind of take off on and go in your own direction. And then somebody else picks up on it and they go in another direction. It's just so much fun to follow. So I do encourage you, if you're not an Instagrammer, to give it a try for sure. And you're going to see later something I was inspired by. I just want to do some very brief shout outs today. One I have mentioned in the past. Her name is Isabella Rossner, and she runs a podcast. It's called So What? It's SEWWHAT. And I have to tell you, she is just doing an awesome job. If you're interested in historic needlework of all sorts, she is talking about needlework from different countries around the world, different types of needlework, things I've never heard of. She has just expanded my world so much, and I so appreciate her. So if you're into listening to podcasts, I like to listen while I take a walk. Give her a listen. Again, it's So What? SEWWHAT with a question mark. Her name is Isabella Rossner, and she is awesome. And then the second one I don't think I've ever mentioned is a YouTuber. She generally does not do needlework. However, most recently she has published 2 YouTube episodes that are needlework related. She's a gal who likes to collect a lot of things, antique things. She likes to garden. She's an artist in her own right. I believe her initial background was watercolor, but now she actually makes little animals out of needle felting, I believe. She often is cooking on her channel. She uses antique cooking utensils. I just love the feel of her channel. When you're looking to sit down and relax and you need to de-stress, this is the lady to go to. Her name is Jerrylanders, and that's Jeri, last name Landers, Landers. as I said, her last couple episodes were needlework related, mostly showing some antique needlework accessories, which are always fun to see. But in general, if you're just looking to kind of feel cozy, maybe that's a good word. If you're looking to feel cozy, please check her out. Please check her out. And then lately, you probably have noticed, if you are an Instagrammer, that I've been way into paper crafts. This is thanks to Lori Textilist and Audrey Stitchywitch42, who have gotten me on the paper trail. I am paper loving, definitely paper loving, and I've been doing all sorts of little crafty things. One shout out I'll give to a paper crafter who is on YouTube. Her name is Pam, and her channel is called The Paper Outpost, Outpost. I think she posts 3 or 4 videos a week. It's amazing. And often they are little crafty paper things. She is totally encouraging to use what you've got. You don't need to go out and buy a lot of fancy things. You know, if you have some glue and some scrap paper from your mail or things that are hanging around your house, old fabrics, old wallpaper, all sorts of things. And she makes the cutest things, and I've made a bunch of stuff. And again, it doesn't take a lot of time and you have a finished product. Again, with my schedule, you know, maybe I'll only have a half an hour or so, and it's so awesome to jump on there and do work along with her and have a little project at the end. And again, that's going to lead right into my next segment, which is my FFOs. And my most exciting FFO since I've seen you last is a paper feather tree. And the person who inspired this on Instagram was Maggie. If you do not follow her on Instagram, you might want to hop on her feed. She is lowercase m for Maggie, b for Benonomy, turnips. And I'm thinking about 2 weeks ago, she posted a beautiful paper feather tree, and my mouth hung open, my eyes popped out, and I was like, oh my goodness, I gotta make that. I've got to make that. And so my mind was just sizzling with ideas. And I remembered about a year ago or so, I took a class with my friend Gail and Mindy up at Old Tattered Flag in the northern part of New York. And we did a wool feather tree. And so I thought to myself, why couldn't I convert that into paper? And so I took a piece of newspaper, spread it out, you know, opened the pages so it was kind of spread the long way, and I cut a strip about 2.5 inches, folded it over, and started snipping, just like we kind of did with the wool, but the wool was single. This I doubled because I thought the single would be just too sparse. And I started wrapping it on floral wire just like we did the wool tree, and I am so thrilled with the results. And then when I was done, I thought to myself, well, I have all these little paper crafty things I've been making, tags and little books and this and that. I said, why can't I convert them to ornaments on my paper feather tree? It just hit me like a ton of bricks. And then in addition to that, I made this cute little paper garland, basically cut about a 1-inch strip from some old books I had. I tore the pages out and I accordioned them, and I put a few in a row, and then I put some buttons and beads and such in the middle and kept going and going with that. So as you can see, oh, one more thing, and I made an origami paper star for the top of the tree, as well as another smaller one on the tree. I don't remember the name of the YouTuber who I got that from, but if you type in origami paper stars, you're gonna get a whole bunch of different sorts. Just pick the one you like. Again, these are quick and easy. It probably took me 10 minutes to make it and just came out so cute. So of course I have it sitting right next to me, but I'll kind of bring it a little closer so maybe you can see it a little bit better. So here it is. Oh, the base of the tree, I should say, I used an old, let me turn it around so you can see. I used an old candlestick holder that I had purchased, again, I don't know, at an estate sale. I probably spent $1 on it. I knew someday I would use it because I thought it was so beautiful. And it's, I used it for the base of the tree. The center here is, oops, my star fell off. The center here is a dowel. And these are all floral wires that are basically wrapped in paper. And here's one of my little paper craft books. I added an old button and just hung that there. You can kind of see the garland here. And I've also been into making the fabric covered buttons. So I took one and I put it on some old rusty wire, and I used some ink to kind of antique it up, and I just kind of curled the wire to make a cute little ornament there. And here, this is one of the, oh, I don't know if I'll be able to get this off. This is one of the stars. I just put a button in the center. Again, I put that on an old rusty wire. Let's see what else I can show you. Here is, I'm gonna see if I can bring this down a little bit. Here is one of the tags that I made. Just has a little, here, let me bring it. Can I get this one off? Oh, I think with the garland, it's hard to get things off. Here we go, you can kind of see that. It has a little clothespin on there. And then, yeah, there's the garland. Here's another rusty wire folded ornament. I threw a bunch of buttons on there. And that looks so cute. Let me rotate here a little bit. Oops. Rotate here. This is a wool piece. Here's another little paper crafty thing I made. And then on the top, which actually just fell off, but I'll show you. Here's the bigger star that I have on the top. This is the back, and this is the front. And this is just, what's the word I'm looking for? It's scrapbooking paper. So there you can see it kind of on the top. It just kind of adds that nice touch. And then here, of course, I had some brown, beautiful brown, I think this is gross grain ribbon, I think it's called, that I put on the bottom. So I am just so thrilled with this. This again, inspired by Maggie Bonomi. And I thank you so much, Maggie, for all the inspiration, because for several days I couldn't sleep because I was trying to figure out how I was gonna make one of these, because I was just so impressed with it. So thank you, Maggie. I love it. I love it. And maybe I'll inspire somebody else to give it a try, because I think it's just outstanding. All right, what else do I have here? I have a couple other FFOs, 2 of them. And I was inspired by somebody else. I was inspired by Kathy at Shakerwood Primitives. If you don't follow her on Instagram, definitely give her a follow. I was thrilled enough to meet her when I was down in Asheville, North Carolina for the Prim Stitchers retreat. And we are doing a Maggie Book of Days wool along, if you want to say. Unfortunately, this book is out of print, but sometimes you can find these types of things in quilting stores, crafting stores, online. Quite honestly, all 9 of her books are out of print, but over the past, I'd say 2 years, I've been able to obtain all of them. I have not paid super outrageous prices. I was gifted 2 of them. This one I actually bought when I was at the Purple Turnip down in Missouri, although I'm not sure she has any more left. But this is the book. It's called Book of Days. And basically you are making your own calendar book, which is so much fun. And so getting back to Kathy, she had thought of this idea to do this wool along, and Michelle from Under the Woolen Willow has joined us. So check out both of their Instagrams to see their versions, because everybody does their own version, which I think makes it super, super fun. Nobody's doing it exactly like Maggie, but everybody kind of does their own thing. And so recently, Kathy had shown that on her Book of Days, she did not do the traditional cover that Maggie did. Instead, she took a Maggie pattern from another one of her books, Buttonwood Farm. And this pattern she put on the front of hers was called the Old Heart Pin Keep. And so let me show you what it looks like. here it is, the old heart pin keep. And she took this part of it and she put it on the cover of her book, and it looks awesome. Well, of course, you know me, I'm like, oh my goodness, I had to find where that was. And of course, I had to make one. So one of my FFOs is my version of Maggie's pin keep. And so here we are. And this is going to be gifted. And so that's why the initials DM are on there. And I used some buttons and I made a little pin and stuck it in there. And otherwise the directions are as Maggie says, and it's backed with some wool. And I am super, super thrilled with this. And again, this project, you know, I guess if it took me 2 hours, something along those lines, it wasn't very long. It was very small. Again, I kind of did my own thing with it. It's not exact, but I really love it, and I hope the receiver loves it too. So here's one of my second FFOs. Now, in addition to that, I had somebody ask for an autograph book, and so I thought to myself, well, why can't I incorporate that into an autograph book? And so I did, and here we go. Isn't this fabulous? I love how this turned out. The nice thing is the wool I backed with heat and bond, and so when I was done appliquing it, I basically just had to iron it on the fabric, and boom, we were all set. And then I had this little key that I had gotten somewhere along the line that I decided to adhere to the paper clip, or not paper clip, oh my goodness, clothespin for the bottom of the book. And then inside, again, I decided to take an idea from Maggie's Book of Days, which I'll show you mine in just a minute. It's not fully finished where this is. And I put the first page black, and then I did some paper crafting in there, and I used some scrapbooking paper to create this from one of Maggie's patterns. And then the rest of the pages are just aged. They're just aged. So I really love how this came out. I truly do have fun doing these autograph books because my challenge to myself is to try to make each one kind of unique. And so this is my latest. So again, you got to see a pattern that was used in multiple ways. And then you'll see a third way if you go to Shakerwood Primitives and how she put it on her Book of Days. So utilize your patterns. Your patterns can be used in multiple ways. And the other thing I want to throw out there is if you have quilting applique patterns, particularly blackbird patterns or any type, you can convert that all to wool, and you can enlarge them. You could make them smaller. Maybe you love one of them, but it's too big for what you want to do. You know, go to Kinko's or one of those Staples or one of those copy stores, and they can shrink it down for you and make it smaller, and you can utilize it. So again, use what you have, create something fun. Okay, so those are my FFOs. Next, I'm going to go to my works in progress, and I do have a cross stitch that I've been working on. I have so many things here on the table. Let me get the photograph. This was a download. This is from Hands Across the Sea, and it's Tom's Foolery. I'm sure everybody has seen this before. It's a gorgeous packed pattern. Totally packed. It's not super big, but boy is it packed. So I've made some progress on it, and I will show you. This is a 40 count Legacy by Picture This Plus. So it's a gorgeous piece of fabric. I do have part of the border done. At least it met up. I had to rip it out twice. But here we are in the corner where I'm working, and I'm really enjoying this. This is so beautiful. Usually I'm Miss Prim with the colors being dark and antique-y, and this is a total opposite. They're bright and glorious, and it really lifts my spirits to work on it. I think using the brighter colors on a antique sampler pattern is... I don't know what the word I'm looking for. They're kind of opposites, but I love how they combine together. That's kind of an awkward way to say it, but suffices to say, I am really enjoying this. Of course, I'm working on a million other things, and so my progress is extremely slow, but that's okay. Every length of thread counts, right? All right. Now, the next thing I want to move on to is some thank yous, and there were several people who took me up on the idea of exchanging floss drops, and I really appreciate that. So I have a bunch here I'd like to show. The names of people are Barb, Sally, Merritt, Shelley, and Stacy. So here we are. Look at this gorgeousness. Oh, and I think this was from Audrey, and I didn't mention that. Audrey too. And look at this amazingness. People are super talented, aren't they? These things that they create. Look at the finishing there. Oh, fabulous. Here's another gorgeous one. Look at that. Beautiful Christmas. Beautiful Christmas. And then look at this one with the old book and the buttons. Beautiful. And then Merritt sent me a whole little tag set. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. And look at these. She said these are all cut out of old calendars. These must be super nice calendars. This paper is what's the word I'm looking for? It's quality paper. These must be amazing calendars, Merritt. I love them. These are gorgeous, gorgeous. So thank you, ladies, for exchanging. And if anybody else wants to exchange, just contact me via Instagram Messenger or maybe leave a comment. I still have floss tags left. I'm happy to exchange. I find it a lot of fun. So if anybody wants to, let me know. Okay, so I do want to show you, I guess I have one more whip that I didn't show you, is my Maggie Book of Days. I already talked about hashtag Maggie Book of Days on Instagram. If you'd like to join us, if you happen to have this book, again, I'm very sorry that it is out of print, but it can be found. It can be found. And so let me show you, I think I showed you the front cover. If I have a picture here, hang on one second. You can kind of see here is her back cover. And so I used that as my front cover, and here it is. These, I didn't tie this, but it should be tied over here. This is a piece of black velvet ribbon that I put on there. But here's my front cover. I am thrilled with it. Again, I used my own colors. They're similar to hers, but not exactly the same. I love the addition of the dusty purple here on the spine. Inside, these pages are black. She originally called for using black muslin here at the page edges. I didn't have any, so I looked around and found some of my old lace that I had, and I thought that would work fine. And this is all paper crafting. This was her recommended. Again, you don't have to do that. It does say, while the earth remaineth, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night shall not cease. And that is Genesis 8:22. And I just thought that was a lovely saying. So I went ahead and added that into my book. And then I do have January done. I probably will go month to month. I did realize, and haven't really changed it, that I spelled January wrong. I switched the U and the A, but you know what? Oh well. That's what makes it folky, right? I did set up my pages like Maggie. Again, this is paper crafting. Interestingly enough, this photograph is actually a postcard. It's a postcard I bought a couple years ago at an estate sale. In this background, this is actually Niagara Falls, and you can see that everybody's dressed in black outerwear. So I'm guessing this has to be from the 1800s, where everybody, you know, there wasn't a lot of color in clothing. Everybody had black coats and black hats and boots and all that jazz. And what it appears to be is that there's a sledding hill, and you can see people out here walking. Well, this is the gorge under the falls. I only live, I should say I grew up about 45 minutes from Niagara Falls. Now I'm about 3.5 hours from it, but been there many, many times. So this is actually the Niagara River down here. And I did hear stories that years ago, I think because global warming, we haven't seen this in many years, that the river would freeze to the point that people could walk on it and ice skate on it and all this kind of jazz. Obviously, these people are walking all over the river, and they have a snow hill that they're sledding on right at the base of Niagara Falls. I just find that unbelievable, but here it is. Here's the photograph. Yeah. That would not happen in modern times for sure. I can't imagine the danger in that or what kind of testing they did to the ice, but yeah, I'm not sure I would have been out there walking at the base of the falls out on the Niagara River. But anyways, I thought it was a neat postcard to include for January, very apropos. And then on the next page, we have more paper crafting here. Again, this is all Maggie's pattern. The other thing I have to point out is she encourages you not to use a ruler, just to go ahead and wing it. And I love that. She has released me from the perfectionism. I love not using a ruler and just the lines are a little wonky, but oh well, that's how it goes. That's what gives it the charm. And then on this page, oh my gosh, I was digging around in old photographs. I think I've mentioned before, I have two children, these two children who are seniors in high school this year. The older one's off to college already. And so we were digging through old photographs. You know how you have to hand them in for their yearbooks and all that jazz. And I found this photograph that I had taken at a photographer years and years ago. And it just cracks me up totally. And I thought it definitely fit the January theme with the fake snow that's going on in the photograph. And I love the fact that my daughter is like, oh my gosh, these two are just nuts. And they're just have those crazy expressions of snow. So it was kind of fun. And I thought it was very apropos to put in for January. So, I did also finish the back cover. I'll show you that basically with my initials on there. And this was just a fun project. Obviously, this is going to take me through the whole year. I think I might use it to document my wool projects. We'll see how we go, but I think I'll probably work on each month as it comes rather than get them all done at once. So loving that. Thank you again, Maggie, for your awesome patterns. I just love it. Okay, couple other quick things. I want to throw out a big thank you to a gal out in Michigan. She had contacted me that she had some Maggie patterns to sell. Her name is Kristen. And so I bought one from her, something I had never seen before. This is adorable. It's called, Always Send Joy. Always Send Joy. And it just looks so peaceful and beautiful for the holidays. And it's a full pattern. I will not get this done this year, of course, but I would like to have it for next Christmas. And in addition to this, she sent along a whole bunch of other things of Maggie's. A Merry Christmas, which is a gorgeous pattern, as well as some I've never seen before. This is called Early Spring, and this one's Warm Autumn. Look at how beautiful these are. I just love Maggie's style. And then she sent a set of 4 kits, and they're all French, little French flowers. There's one of them. Let me see if I can show you the others because they are gorgeous. Oh, just gorgeous. There's one of them. Here's another. Here's a blue one. Oh, look at these. I have to think of a way once I make them how I'm going to display them. I'd like to display them together somehow, but oh, look at that one. Woo! And yes, these are all kits. And Kristen, that was just so generous of you to send these along with the kit that I ordered. I can't thank you enough. I was blown away by the whole thing. So thank you so much. Okay. Oh, One more thing. She also sent this packet. They're numbered 1 through 12, and they're actually Maggie newsletters from 2016. I did not know Maggie put out newsletters. Does anybody know if she still puts out newsletters? These are adorable. They're all handwritten with beautiful illustrations. There's patterns in there. There's a recipe in there, and just wonderful chit chat. I just love them. Again, thank you, Kristen. And if anybody knows if she still does the newsletters, please let me know. Please let me know. Okay. I have a couple other items. One I'm gonna entitle Finds. And across the street from where I work, there's kind of an antique mall that opened, I don't know, a year ago-ish, something like that. And I really hadn't gone in there, and I had a lunch hour time, and I said, you know what, I'm just gonna bop in there and see what they got. Well, they had a booth, believe it or not, that had a bunch of crafty stuff. And the lady told me that it was from a person locally. I don't know if the person passed away or went into a nursing home, but she was a huge crafter, and this was all of her stuff. And believe it or not, I found some blackbirds in there. And I think this first one is not out of print, but for 50 cents, of course, I couldn't pass it up, called Dear Friend. Secondly, Country Garden. This one I've never heard of. I think I looked at the copyright, 2004. So I'm assuming this one is an out of print. Amazing, just amazing. This one is called Bittersweet Moon. Bittersweet Moon. And again, I've never seen it before, but I was taken aback. It looks brand new. I mean, it doesn't even look like it was ever stitched or used. It was gorgeous. And then, no, I think those are the only 3 on that. And let's see, then I'm going to just briefly get into some haul. I was at Hobby House and got one of Nicola's cards, which I absolutely love. And I don't often buy a ton of charts, but I do collect Blackbird along with Maggie. Those are kind of my 2 collections. And so I didn't have any of the stockings, so I picked up the November, December stockings, hoping to make them at some point. I picked up Maria Selby Humphrey, which is just gorgeous. I didn't know that this had been reprinted. Another reprint is Honeysuckle Manor. I guess Brenda and Laura, when they tell you buy all the Blackbird, I'm listening to them. And this is Violet's Blue. These are all reprints, which are fabulous. And then we did go up to another store in Brockport, which I definitely will be doing a walkthrough video. At the time I had my old phone and it wasn't working, but I will get there and do a walkthrough. It's called Country Treasures, and it's in Brockport. It's an adorable store. It's wool and quilting as well as gifty stuff. And I picked up a beautiful book by Bonnie Sullivan and Kathy Schmitz called French Inspirations for Artful Hands. And wowza, are there some beautiful projects in here. Just gorgeous. Look at this little purse. Oh my goodness gracious me, look at that. What else can I show you? Look at this little woolly, it's a woolly pocket locket, it's called. Look at how cute that is. You know, and even if you don't want to make the locket, the pattern itself could be used for so many different things. I just can't get over it. So just a beautiful, beautiful book, truly. Here is some embroidery. They're calling it a jewelry wrap, but certainly this could be used for lots of different things. Look at how cute that is. Oh my gosh, this is an awesome book. This also is an older book. I don't think it's out of print though. I think I did look online and that you could get it online. This is from 2011. So this is 10 years old, but you can get it online at a reasonable price. So French Inspirations for Artful Hands. For you creators out there, this is awesome. This is awesome. So I had to share that briefly with you. Okay, so I think I've covered everything. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Yes, I'm just gonna mention very, very briefly with no detail, but I am hoping to give a Maggie Bononomy class for her wool sampler at Hobby House Needleworks in February. I don't have any details, but I will come on again and give details when I have them. Basically, this is just going to be a beginner's wool class if somebody wants to learn how to do wool applique. The sampler, which I've shown here on my channel before, actually it's on display at Hobby House right now, is it's large, but it's a simple way to start. And I just thought people who are cross stitchers and love samplers would love to have a wool sampler on their wall. It's just basically going to be a basic class. Probably on a Saturday in February to teach beginners how to do wool applique the Maggie way. So if anybody's in the area or is interested, I think Hobby House soon will be putting it on their website. And as I said, I will come back and give more details. So kind of a little teaser. So anyways, everybody, I kind of doubt I'll be back online here before Christmas. So I wish you all a very, very blessed Christmas. Again, just put your feet up, spend some time with the people you love. That's what makes Christmas. It's not all the frou-frou and the presents and all that jazz. It's what's in the heart. So very Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. Looking forward to lots and lots of adventures in 2022. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.